Okay, Bismillah, read the first hadith. The next hadith we have to do. Read the next hadith. Come closer. Read.
عن عوف بن مالك الأشجعي قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يخش إلا أمير أو مأمور. رواه أبو داود.
That one we done, that one. We done that one already. From here we have to do. One Abi Hurairah riwayatan from there. Isn't it? We done it one before, yeah.
وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه روايته يوشك أن يضرب الناس أكياد الإبل يطلبون
أكباد كبد أكباد
الإبل يطلبون العلم ولا يجدون أحدا من عالم المدينة رواه الترمذي.
Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وعن أبي هريرة رواية يوشك أن يضرب الناس أكباد الإبل يطلبون العلم فلا يجدون أحدا أعلم من عالم المدينة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Narrating the authority of Abu Huraira radiallahu ta'ala anhu, riwayat, means it comes from him. Yushiku ayadriba nasu. Yushiku, we done this. Af'ali muqaraba. It is close that people will strike. Daraba, strike. The lovers of the camel. يطلبون العلم, seeking knowledge, like a hal. فلا يجدون أحدا أعلم, and they will not find anyone more knowledgeable من عالم المدينة than the scholar of Medina. رواه الترمذي. Imam Tirmidhi narrates this. وفي جامعه, and his jami, same Imam Tirmidhi's book. قال ابن أيينة says إنه مالك بن أنس. The alim of Medina was the Malik, the famous as Imam, we know, one of the four Imams, Malik ibn Anas, ومثله an Abd al-Razzaq. And Abd al-Razzaq, another scholar, also expresses a similar sentiment that a great alim that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was speaking about was Malik ibn Anas. In other words, Nabi Sallallahu prophesied that the person will be in Medina, right? وقال إسحاق ibn Musa, and Ishaq ibn Musa, another scholar says, وسمعنا ibn Uyaynata, and I also heard Ibn Uyayna saying, أنه قال هو Umariyu al-Zahidu, that the great alim that Nabi Sallallahu was free was Al-Umar al-Zahid, wasmuhu Abdul Aziz ibn Abdullah, his name is Abdul Aziz ibn Abdullah. Okay, so there's a bit of a difference of opinion who this great alim is. But basically, what Nabi Sallallahu said in this hadith is that a very, very great alim scholar will appear in Medina, and people will travel from all over the world to come and take knowledge from this alim. That's the relevance of the hadith with the chapter. يضرب الناس شيطان ضرب يضرب. Normally, I don't know if you've seen anybody, if you ever seen a person riding a camel, or you've seen a person riding a horse. And what you do is to spur the horse on, you strike him on the side. That's what I'm saying. You strike him. And if you want him to go faster, I know sometimes you see this horse racing, like they got the crop, what they call a crop. So it's in the hand, so they beat him not hard, but they beat the horse on the side. So that is to spur the horse, to spur the camel on. So that beating means like they will spur the camels on, they will drive the camels. So because normally, obviously, you eat on the stomach, on the side, the flanks, and that way is where the liver is. So, Darabul Akbad referred to, they will drive the camels, they will spur the camels on. So it's a word, it became like a Darabul Mithal. It's synonymous for saying that they will travel to a particular place. You understand what I'm saying? So, I tell you, Akbad, term of Kabidun, livers. So, when we say, let us beat our camels' livers to go to a certain place, or let us beat the horses' livers, it means we're going to go there quickly. So even in today's days, نضرب الأكباد إلى السوق. Come, let's go quickly to the marketplace. نضرب أكباد إبلنا إلى السوق, right? So it's an istiara. You done this in Balagh, it's an istiara. Another way, like even in English, when you want to move fast, Even in English, you say, shake your livers, come and shake your livers. Because when you run and you move fast, then your livers, they shake, isn't it? Then you so shake your livers. So the word shaking, even in English, you say, the shaking livers means to move fast. So they will move fast to Medina. As I always hit your livers. So what it means is people will travel from far and wide and they will come to benefit from the great scholar of Medina. So this was, we know for a fact that knowledge travels there. It goes from place to place. Allah Ta'ala chooses different places at different times. Because all the Sahaba Ikram left, the Hijaz, some went to Basra, some went to Kufa. Those also became centers of learning. So what this hadith is saying that for a certain period of time, like Medina will be the headquarters of knowledge, it will be the markers of knowledge. People will come, and then with the passing away of that scholar, then it will move to another place, and so forth and so forth. You understood? I was telling you, if you look at until recently, when they established the universities in Saudi, the Islamic universities, they didn't have much scholars themselves. They had to get scholars from Syria, India. Can you believe it? Right? So most of the ulama say that the person that Nabi Sallallahu prophesied and he spoke about in this hadith was what we term as Imamu Daril Hijrati. Darul Hijrah means what? The place of Hijrah. Medina was Darul Hijrah. And who was the Imam of Darul Hijrah? Imam Malik ibn Anas, the famous, one of the four Imams, Imamu Darul Hijrati, Imam Malik. So Hazrat Sufyan ibn Uyayna was a famous scholar, and another famous muhaddis, Sheikh Abdul Razak. They all say of the opinion that this refers to Hazrat Imam Malik. Some ulama said it refers to Amr al-Zahidi, and his name was Abdul Aziz ibn Abdullah. So it was another famous scholar also. Some ulama actually gone on to say that no, this referred to Umar bin Abdul Aziz also. Umar bin Abdul Aziz. But as you know, what we term as the fifth Khalifa after the Khulafa Rashidin, there was a bit of a break where there was kings that came. They were not so dini inclined. Then Umar bin Abdul Aziz came as the Khalifa, and then he brought the deen alive again. So we're saying, yeah, interesting thing here, interesting point here is this. Nabi Sallallahu referred to him as the scholar of Medina Sharif. And he had so much, Imam Malik had so much love for Medina Sharif that he wouldn't leave Medina Sharif because he wanted to pass away in Medina. The only time he would leave Medina Sharif is when he wanted to relieve himself. Other than relieving himself, he wouldn't leave Medina Sharif. Other than, so in other words, he wanted to be all the time. So wouldn't that be a befitting name for him? The person who spent his whole life in Medina, he only left Medina to go to relieve himself. Isn't that a befitting name for him that he is the scholar of Medina? Isn't that the most befitting name for him? Okay, read the next hadith, inshallah. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Right. So translate that. Translate Ismail. Every on 600 years, one will renew. Right. That's a very interesting hadith. What do you understand? I'll go into the depths. What do you understand every time anything?
Every time 100 years is passed, Allah sends.
Right. So without going into the details of the hadith, on a simple, basic level, what he's saying is like how, in previous times, Allah Ta'ala would send prophets to constantly remind people who deviate from the straight path. Allah Ta'ala would send prophets to bring them back to the straight path. Same thing, because now there are no prophets. Allah Ta'ala will send every now and then people who will make the deen alive, people outstanding, different people in different fields. That's what it means. Ba'atha yab'athu. Like how you say bi'athat, how you send a prophet. Like that, Allah Ta'ala will also send people, right? Jaddada yujaddidu tajdeed. To make new, to refresh. So you translate this here. Ala ra'asi kulli mi'a sana. Okay, I've never translated. Let me translate it for you. Also narrated, Anhu also narrated on the authority of Abu Huraira, Fima Alam, in which I know it as I, wa Anhu Fima Alam, and as far as I know, it's also, so the Rawi saying this is from Abu Huraira, and as far as I know, he's narrating from Rasulullah. So we understood that. وعنه يعني وعن ابي هريره فيما اعلم, and as far as I know, it's also this is عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. ان الله عز وجل, very Allah Ta'ala, يبعث, he will send لهذه الأمة. Remember, Li is in favor of, Li actually in favor, Allah on, is in favor to assist this our favor, right? To assist this Ummah. لهذه الأمة على رأس كل 100 سنة, upon, yeah, literally at the head of every year. Means at the head of every 100 years. Means at the end of every 100 years. ما يجدد لها, who will renew, you will breathe new life laha, in it, dinaha, right? So, so ala ra'si kulli mi'ati sana, he was then on the head of every, ma yujaddidu laha, will renew for it. That ha refers to what? Laha means to, he will renew for who? Cloud? For the ummah, good, mashallah. Who will renew for the ummah, right? For the sake of this ummah, dina is deen. So, as I told you, without looking into the probe into the depths, Allah Ta'ala will always send people when corruption, fasad, Allah Ta'ala will send people. And if you look, you'll see around you, there's always people that have done phenomenal contributions to the alivening of the deen, to the preservation of the deen. Like if you look in the field of da'wat and tabligh, you have Azma Ilyas, rahmatullah alayhi. How many people have come unto deen? There's no doubt. If you look at with regards to the size of the tasawwuf, tazkiyatun nafs, Hazrat Maulana Ashraf Ali Tanwi, how much work he's done in this field. A lot of corruption and a lot of innovations that had crept into the religion, into the field of tazkiyatun nafs. Like I told you, people making sajda to the qubur, the offerings. He came to show what is the pure way, took all these things out, right? So I was telling you, as time passes, people come weak, they deviate, etc. Allah Ta'ala sends people to differentiate between what is authentic deen and what is not part of deen. And interesting here, also in the Shah, I say, doesn't mean that you will get one person that will be the mujaddid of the whole world. In different parts of the world, different people could be mujaddid. Like I told him, Ilyas Rahmatullah alayhi, maybe he was in the Pak subcontinent, maybe in Arabia, you get another person that, he was so effective that he brought about a reformation, revelation, or maybe somebody in Africa, some to different places in different areas, in different sciences, in different branches of Islam. Maybe fiqh had become weak, the science of hadith had become weak. Allah Ta'ala was send somebody to re-aliven the hadith. The science of hadith was almost lost in the Arabian Peninsula until 100 years ago. It is the ulama of India that made a phenomenal contribution. And even the Arab ulama themselves, they accept and they concede that at one stage that it was the ulama from the Indo-Pak subcontinent who kept the science of hadith alive. And also here, the Shareef say, also doesn't necessarily mean it's one person. It could even be a whole jamaat of people, a group of people that will keep that deen alive, right? Or make different contributions. And obviously, the way of recognizing such people is that they must be, their way, their approach must be in line with the Quran and with the Sunnah, right? On one hand, they must be following the Quran. On the other hand, they must be following the Sunnah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Read the next hadith.
الرحمن الخدري رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يأخذ هذا العلم من كل خلق يقوله ويكون عنه تحريف الغالين وتمكين المبتدين وتأويل الجاهلين. رواه البيهقي في كتاب المقتل مرسلا. وسنذكر حديث جابر إنما شفاء العلي السؤال في كتاب التيمم إن شاء الله.
اوكي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن ابراهيم بن عبد الرحمن الأذري قال قال رسول الله يحمل هذا العلم من كل خلف عدوله ينفون عنه تحريف الغالين وانتحال المبطلين وتعويل الجاهلين. رواه البيهقي في كتاب المدخل. وسنذكر حديث جابر فإنما شفاء الأي السؤال في باب التيمم إن شاء الله تعالى. Also very interesting hadith narrated عن إبراهيم بن الرحمن الأذري. He said, this Rawi says that قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم said يحمل هذا العلم من كل خلف عدوله. The file is عدوله. Like يحمل هذا العلم من كل خلف عدوله. The just people will carry this knowledge من خلف from every group. In other words, in every epoch and area, you will get a just group of people that they will expend their energies in knowledge in every area. Like this hadith is similar to that one. لا يزال في أمتي طائفة لا يزال في أمتي طائفة يظاهرون الحق. That in every epoch and area, there will be a group of my ummah that they will be fighting upon haq. Same thing here. يحمل هذا العلم من كل خلف عدوله. That يحمل عدوله, the just, right, will carry this knowledge, right, from every group. نفى ينفو عنه تحريف الغالين. They will negate, they will take away. I told you tahrif means the changes, the interpolations of the extreme people. People will bring extremities in deen. وانتحال المبطلين. And intihal also means something similar like that. That the fabrications of the mubtilin, those people who want to negate, they want to destroy deen, right? And then وَتَعْوِيلَ الْجَاهِلِينَ, the interpretations of the ignorant people. So what the hadith is saying, that there will always be people throughout every epoch and area. They will come to change the deen. They will come to adulterate the deen. They will give the wrong meanings to the deen. They'll tell you this is not important, that is not important. But at the same time, there will always be, Allah Ta'ala's promise, they will, in every area, there will be the true ulama that will be there. So nobody will have excuse to say, Ya Allah, we didn't have true ulama to follow. Deen was totally adulterated. Deen was corrupted. Always there will be someone there. Hamala yahmilu, I tell you, it means to carry. Literally it means to carry, but here it means like you can say here it will mean like this here. Yeah, the Shareef say people who will acquire the knowledge, people who will expend their energies in the knowledge, right? So يحمل هذا العلم من كل خلف عدوله. So people who will carry means people, just people who will acquire this knowledge. They will learn this knowledge. And what will they do with this knowledge? I told you, they will acquire this knowledge. And through this knowledge, right, because they got this authentic knowledge, I told you, ينفون عنه تحريف الغالين. غلا يغلو غالين جمع غالين also غلاتun, right? They will, نفى ينفو means to do away, to negate. So they will, the changes of those people who go overboard, they'll go in extremities, like the Shias, they are extreme in the love for Azari radiallahu ta'ala, classical example of that, right? And then I told you, وانتحال المبطلين, intihal could refer to the fabrications of mubtilin. Abdallah yubtil, those people who do wrong things, right? And ta'wil al-jahilin, I told you. So هذا العلم, so يحمل هذا العلم, this is the maf'ul. هذا is the maf'ul of حمل يحمله. And then عدوله جمع of عادل, that is the fa'il, right? So the jumla fa'aliyah, right? من كل خلف, they can say من كل خلف, that is متعلق to the from حمل and the حمل يحمل, right? So it could be Zaid, it could be that من كل خلف, from every group there will be somebody that will be on the true deen, that will be propagating the haq, etc. So either min kulli khalafin uduluhu, from every group, the just people will carry it. So the whole thing becomes a fight. And that's what I'm saying. يحمل هذا العلم من كل خلف, that from every group, the just people, they will carry this knowledge. And so I tell you, khalaf, Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, فَخَلَفَ مِن بَعْدِ مُخَلَفٌ أَضَاعُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَاتَّبَعُوا الشَّهَوَاتِ. Khalaf means those who come afterwards. So after the Nabi, from every group that come, there will be that people, right? Ghalin, I tell you, غلا يغلو فهو غال, when you go overboard in something. And normally this would refer to the bid'ati, the ahlul bid'ah and ahlul hawa. Bid'at is when you introduce something into deen which is not part of deen. So you're going overboard. This is not part of deen, but you're saying it's part of deen and you're making part of deen. So that is the term that's bid'at. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you say that they refer to ghalin. Intihal, from intahala yantahilu al-intihalu, right? And nahala scale means to attribute something wrong, to make a wrong attribution. And that's like what we say is fabrication, iftira, right? So the fabrications. So mubtilin means the people who attribute wrong things to deen, things which are not part of deen, that you have to love Azza Ali so much, you have to do this, you have to do that, etc. Then ta'wil al-jahilin, people who got no knowledge of the Quran and Hadith, but they want to give, we discussed this in detail in the last term, that, what tafsir means. Like you follow the Quran, you follow the first port of call is to look at the ayat of the Quran, and then you look at the Hadith, and then you look at the Mufassirin, and then you look at the lughat, see what the meaning is conveying. This now Jahilin is those people who they got none of this knowledge. They want to give their own meanings. That's what he's saying. Wa ta'wil al-jahilin. So there will always be this ulama that will come and they will do away. They will negate this and say, no, this is wrong. This is a wrong interpretation. This is the correct interpretation. Right? So here in this hadith, there's a subtle indication to the hifazat of deen. Like if you look at the other religions, Judaism, Christianity, it eventually became interpolated and was changed completely. And although there is some of it's authentic, but the true essence of it was lost. The tawheed of, every deen came to speak about tawheed, etc. So the tawheed of it, etc., was lost, right? So this is a promise, a subtle promise from Allah Ta'ala, like how Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, or rather, this is a promise in the words of Nabi Sallallahu Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. Allah Ta'ala says, we have revealed the Quran and we are its protectors. That's why we say anybody who believes the Quran is not complete or the Quran is adulterated is out of the fold of Islam, right? So the same thing here, we're saying, like how that verse is a glad tidings for regards to the preservation of the deen. This hadith is also a glad tidings with regards to the preservation. There will always that people who will come in, debunk all the wrong explanations, etc. So yeah, if you look at the word here, the hadith, there's three things mentioned. One is I tell you, تحريف الغالين وانتحال المبطلين والتأويل الجاهلين. There's three words mentioned there, right? So yeah, the Shareef say this shows you there will be three types of errant. or three types of misguided people. The first is those people who change the text of the Quran, interpolate the text, right, to further their own agenda. And he said an example of this is like the Qadianis. They change the hadith. They say, Khatamun Nabiyeen. We understand Khatamun Nabiyeen means the last prophet, no prophet. So they change it to mean the best prophet. So they say Nabi Sallam is the best prophet, but the prophet will come after him. So this is an example of what? Where people, I told you, so the first word was what? Tahriful Ghalin. That's example. Then the second one was this one here, which we told you, Intihal al-Mubtilin, those people who have fabricate things that got no basis. They say the people, an example of this, are the Shias, the Ahlul Rawafid. They've got so many fabrications in their religion, it's unreal. Like imamat and all that type of thing. So they're specialists is to fabricate unfounded things. So the first was those who change the text to mean something other. That is why you will shake your head in amazement when you look at the explanations that the Qadianis give, verses which you think, it was so common. It was understood throughout the ages. Like I said, Khatam means the last prophet. And like I told you, so many verses in the Quran that Isa alayhi salam was raised to the heavens. Allah ilayhi. They give you such, you'll shake your head in amazement at the meanings they give. So that was, I tell you, tahriful ghalin. Then the speciality of the Rawafid, they've got so much fairy tales in their religion. It's unbelievable. Like I told you now, the imamat and the child is not called in ghaiba. They say the 12th imam is hiding away, he will appear soon, etc. So that is their speciality, the Rawafid and the Ahlul Bid'ah, things that have got no basis in Sharia. Then the third one, which I told you, is those people, because of pure ignorance, they give wrong explanation. And I told you maybe like this could refer to today's age, if people have made tafsir be right. The intellectuals, they feel they are qualified enough to make pronouncements. They sit with the Quran. They say, okay, what do you think this mean? What do you think this mean? This man doesn't even know what's a file, a maf'ul, a jar, a majroor. How do you expect him to give you an explanation? That is ta'wil. What we said the last one is, what was it? Ta'wil al-jahilin. So because of pure ignorance, they want to give, and yeah, the Shah even say that's referred to the modern people that feel they are qualified. They say there's a new trend also now that we don't, why should the clergy, why should the ulama control the people? There's no need for ulama. There is no need for ulama. We can understand the Sharia ourselves. And nowadays we can go to Google, we can look at the Hadith, etc., etc. But from the beginning of Islam, it was a Sunnah. It always it was min sadrin ila sadrin, from Allah Ta'ala to Jibreel to Nabi Sallallahu to the Sahaba Ikram to the Tabi'in. It was the golden Sunnah with regards to the impartation of knowledge. So it's people who feel there's no need. Why? They say there's no need. They say the ulama want to just control the people for their own agendas. They want to collect the zakat and they want to eat the zakat up and they want to control the people and they want to manipulate the people. They say there's no need for ulama. But obviously, I thought this from many angles this could be answered. But I told you, this here is saying these people these are the ones that ta'wil al-jahilin, that without any basis, they want to try to make pronouncements with regards to Sharia. So maybe because they're skilled in other sciences, they they know other things, they think they are qualified as well to make pronouncements with regards to the Quran. So as I said, Allah Ta'ala will always send the true ulama that will present deen in its pristine form for those who want to practice. Nobody will have the excuse on Qiyamah Day to say, Ya Allah, the deen has been adulterated, interpolated, we couldn't practice upon it. Okay, let's look at one more hadith and then we'll switch over to the tafsir, inshallah. In the next hadith.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يوحي في الإسلام فبينه وبين النبيين وفي الجنة رواه الدارمي.
Okay, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والحسن مرسلا قال رسول من جاء الموت وهو يطلب العلم ليحيى بالإسلام فبين وبين النبيين درجة واحدة في الجنة رواه دارمي. Subhanallah, what a hadith, what a glad tidings. That's why I told you. Okay, let's look at the translation first. Narrating of on the authority of Hassan and Mursal. And Mursal means this person who's narrating it, he didn't hear directly from Nabi Sallam. There's probably a Sahabi in between, right? So this is also a proof in Shareef. He said the Rasul said, whoever death comes to him, man jalwatu wa yatlubu ilma, whilst he's seeking knowledge, liyuhya bil Islam, and this person wants to bring Islam alive, then fabaynahu wa bayna nabiyina darajatun. This is such a great thing in Islam that between him and between the prophets is only one status in Jannah. Subhanallah. Rawat Tirmidhi, Imam Tirmidhi narrates this particular riwayat. That's why I tell you always when you speak to the ulama, the great ulama, they introduce themselves. They say, "I'm just a normal student of Deen." So even if you are teaching in a madrasa, you are teaching in a school, you are teaching in a maktab, you are teaching in a darul ulum, whatever, always they say, no, the reason why I'm teaching you is I want to learn. I'm also a student of deen. So in the process of teaching, I'm learning. And what is the virtue, subhanallah? If you die in the condition that you are studying knowledge of deen, and here we're speaking particularly about Islamic knowledge because this is a hasan in nafsi, it is good in itself. Unlike other knowledge is good, but it's again, it's I mean, like how it's like you earn so that you can you earn, you work so you can earn halal. So to eat halal is good, so that is something good, but not in its essence is a means to something good. But this is good in itself. It is good in itself. So that's why I tell you, our ulama will always be telling you, I am a mere adna talib ilmu. I'm just a normal student that's acquiring knowledge. So we make this intention. So the reward is this, subhanallah. It comes in the hadith that is over 100 stages in Jannah. And obviously the Anbiya will get the highest stage. So if the Anbiya will get the highest stage, it only follows that the Na'ibin, the deputies of the Anbiya, they will also get the next stage after them. Al-ulama'u warathatul Anbiya. The ulama are the heirs of the Anbiya. So if the Anbiya are on the 100th stage, the highest stage, then it follows that the ulama will just be one stage below them. You understood that? And obviously, they can't be on one stage because a Nabi and a non-Nabi can't be on the same stage. Understood? So that's why you can see the great virtue for this, that we should make this effort that we live our life. Even after you qualify from your madrasa, you finish, you done your alim, you done your mufti, you sheikh al-hadith, the khastus bil hadith, you're still studying, you're still learning, you're still teaching, you're still reading. So that shows you that if you die in a condition where you are seeking knowledge, that means you've got all the stages except one stage we cannot give, and that is the stage of nubuwwat. So I was telling you this is here, the ulama said this refers to as the Hasan al-Basri, rahmatullah alayh. Normally, you just remember this is an extra faida for you. Whenever you see the name of Hasan al-Basri mutlaq without any qualification, you see them Hasan, it will refer to Hasan al-Basri. And whenever you see the name of Abdullah, it refers to Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Right? Okay, we'll stop there, inshallah. So a great hadith with great glad tidings. Allah Ta'ala make us from amongst it. And it's easy. You have to just keep that intention. Even like, as I said, even if you qualify as an alim, alima, or even if you're a non-alima, wherever there's opportunity to learn, you say, no, I'm a student, I want to go learn. There's weekly talim, I want to go learn there. My Quran is not perfect. I'm going to go to this Appa to teach me. I'm going to go to this Mulana to teach me. I'm picking up this book here. I'm reading. I'm studying because I'm a student of Deen. So to maintain this title or the certificate of being a student of Deen is easy. You don't have to be in a formal setting. You can, in different capacities, you can still say, I'm a student of Deen. So we'll stop there, inshallah. We'll continue with the tafsir now. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We got a new verse today. We finished till the end. Okay, mashallah, I remember now, yeah. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let me just get it here. We are going to be doing a new verse today. Verse 41, 39. Okay, read Bismillah, read and translate.
قالت أولى قالوا فما كان لكم علينا من فضل فذوقوا العذاب
But إن الذين كذبوا بآياتنا واستكبروا عنها. Not from there. Away.
قالت أولى
Okay, قالت. Okay. Okay, I got it right. Read.
قالت
So, وقالت أولاهم لأخراهم فما كان لكم علينا من فضل فذوقوا العذاب بما كنتم تكسبون. And the first of them will say to the last of them, so you have no superiority over us. Now take the punishment for what you have been earning. We never do this one. You sure you never do this here? Huh? We done the Arabic of this, isn't it? Yeah, we done this. I remember we done this whole thing here. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَذَّبُوا. So what we discuss here, I'll just recap. What we discuss here, remember, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We spoke about those people who fabricated and introduced things into deen. We were just discussing the same thing in Mishkaat Shareef. And then they made halal things haram and haram things halal, etc., etc. Then Allah Ta'ala debunked that, and Allah Ta'ala said, you got no right to do this, etc., etc. And then one of the excuses was this year, that فَمَا وَجَدْنَا آبَاءَنَا, we were following our forefathers. So the reason why we were doing this wrong thing is because we were following our forefathers, right? So then so Allah Ta'ala says that they and their forefathers, both of them, will enter Jahannam. See, فَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ يَفْتَرِي كَذِبًا أَوْ كَذَّبَ بِآيَاتِهِ أولئك ينالهم نصيب من الكتاب حتى إذا جاءتهم رسل توفاهم قالوا أين ما كنتم تدعون من دونه قالوا ضلوا عنا وشهدوا على أنفسهم أنهم كانوا كافرين. So these people that were instrumental in them doing wrong things, they will be nowhere to be seen. You claim that you don't want to follow the Prophet, you don't want to follow the teachings of the Prophet, and you were following your forefathers, but now when you enter the fire of Jannah, where are they? They are nowhere to be seen. There was no one to help you. Then it was said, قَالَ ادْخُلُوا فِي أُمَمٍ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمُ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ فِي النَّارِ. So it will be entered. ادْخُلُوا فِي أُمَمٍ, in a group, right? قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ, they've passed before you from amongst the jinn. كُلَّمَا, so you and them, they will enter the fire of Jahannam, right? And then so كلما دخل أمة لعنت أختها حتى إذا داركوا فيها جميعا. So now these people that you are following, they will go to Jahannam and you will go to Jahannam. And they will also make bara'at from you on that day. They will make bara'at. They won't come to save you. They're also going to go straight headlong into the fire of Jahannam. Right? This is the verse, the last verse we done. We said, here Allah says, ending the fire with peoples who passed before you. These people, you claim that you're following them, but now you and both of them, they will go to Jahannam, right? From amongst the jinn and the human beings. So whenever people enter, they will curse their fellows until when they shall gather there together. So they will curse and they look, we followed you and we done consider halal haram and etc. And now you are nowhere to no avail. You're not here to help us. So they will curse them, right? But it will not help. Whenever people enter, they will curse their fellows until when they shall gather there together. The last of them will say to the first of them, this is قَالَتْ أُولَاهُمْ لِأُخْرَاهُمْ. They will say, our Lord, they must guide us. So give them a double punishment of the fire. He will say, for each is a double, but you not know. So they say, yeah, Allah, you know, the reason why we were misguided is because we follow these people here. We follow these people. And as a result of them, we are in the fire now, right? As a result of them, we so give them double punishment. yes, they will get a double punishment because the one who indicates towards good, he will get the reward. The one who indicates to bad, he will also get the reward. So yes, they will get double reward, but you won't know about it, right? So now we got the new verse. Inna alladhina kazzabu bi ayatina. Right, read from there.
إن الذين كذبوا بآياتنا واستكبروا عنها لا تفتح لهم أبواب السماء ولا يدخلون الجنة حتى يلج الجمل في سم الخياط وذلك نجزي المجرمين.
Right. So Allah Ta'ala is still speaking about these people that they didn't want to accept the truth, they didn't want to accept the message, they rather follow their forefathers. So Allah says, surely those who inna alladhina kazzabu bi ayatina, those who denied our signs, wastakbaru anha, and they were arrogant about it, right? We said, la tufattahu lam abwabu sama, the gates of the heaven shall not be open for them, right? The gates of the, right? وَلَا يَدْخُلُونَ الْجَنَّةَ, and they will not enter Jannah حَتَّى يَلِجَ الْجَمَلُ, until the camel enters into the eye of a needle. This is an expression of impossibility. Like, imagine some ulama say the jamal refers to the thick rope that is used to moor the ship. And if you ever went to the harbor, you see those thick ropes. Now imagine that thick rope can ever enter into the eye of a needle? Impossible. Even you take a camel, can a huge animal like a camel enter the eye of them? Never, it will never enter. In other words, it's an expression to show impossibility. So, like how it is impossible for the camel to go through the eye of a needle, like how it is impossible for the thick rope. These people who denied Allah Ta'ala, these people who made shirk, etc., they will not enter Jannat. The doors of Jannat will not be open for them. The doors of the heaven will not be open for them. The doors of mercy will not open for them. Right? وَلَا يَدْخُلُ الْجَنَّةَ حَتَّى يَلِجَ الْجَمَلُ فِي سَمِّ الْخِيَاطِ, through the eye of a needle. وَكَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الْمُجْرِمِينَ, and like that we reward the mujrim, the criminals. So mentioned in the first set of verses above is a pledge taken from every human being in the world of spirits before being born into the material world. The pledge advises that they would, when the prophets of Allah come to them with divine guidance and injunctions, listen to them in earnest and act accordingly. Remember, we done this. In عالم الأرواح وإذ أخذ ربك من بني آدم من ظهورهم ذريتهم وأشهدهم على أنفسهم ألست بربكم قالوا بلى شهدنا, that when we were still in ruh form, in alim arwah, we took a promise that we will accept Allah Ta'ala as one. And when the prophets come, we will not belie them, right? We will accept them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about that promise, that now we were also told that those who abide by the pledge and fulfill what entails will have their salvation from sorrows and deserve eternal peace and comfort. So that promise that we took to Allah Ta'ala in Alam Arwah, if we fulfill that promise, then we will get salvation. So the prophets that came to the dunya from Adam alayhi salam till Nabi Sallallahu, they came to remind us about the promise. If somebody says, look, I can't remember what happened in the Alam Arwah, I can't remember that I gave Allah Ta'ala a promise. So we say, look, the angels came, the prophets came, and they came to remind us about the promise. What? The prophets came to remind us about the promise. Although there are certain persons like Hazrat Ali, remember we done this in Mishkaat Shareef, they say they can remember the promise. But simple answer, the fact that you forgot something happened doesn't mean it never happened. There's so many things that happened yesterday, the day before yesterday, last year, yesteryear, or 10 years ago, it happened. You can't remember. The fact that you can't remember doesn't mean it that never happened. No. The fact that you can't remember something does not mean it not happened. So we are here. We gave a promise before we were born, before our souls was infused into our bodies in the wombs of our mothers, in alam arwah or alam alas. We gave Allah Ta'ala a promise. قالوا بلى شهدنا. We give أن that we will not say that there's no. So we gave that promise. So we are in this dunya. Why are we in this dunya? We've been sent in this dunya not to eat, drink, marry, and make merry. Marry and make merry. We've been, that's all by the way. But our sole purpose, our sole objective in this dunya is to fulfill the promise that we took, that we will worship Allah Ta'ala, we will accept Allah Ta'ala as one. So they were told that those who abide by the pledge and fulfill what it entails, they will have their salvation from sorrows and deserve eternal peace and comfort. And conversely, those who belie prophets or rebel against injunctions they bring shall have eternal punishment of Jahannam waiting for them. So those people who do not fulfill the promise of Allah Ta'ala, in other words, they want to make shirk, etc. They want to multiple gods. You want to أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ. Did you see those people who take their desires and their gods? They want to live by their desires. They don't want to live by the promise. And for them, it's eternal damnation to the fire. The Jahannam is waiting for them. Allah Ta'ala protect us. So the latter set of verses presents what actually happened when different groups of human beings came to the world and started acting differently. Some of them threw the pledge behind their backs and set out to oppose. Others how to act righteously. The ultimate end of the two groups and the reward and punishment for them has been described in the latter four verses. So this verse that is coming here now. So remember, we say go back now. You were in Alam Arwah. You took a promise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you have to come to the dunya, you have to fulfill the promise. Now, in this verse, Allah Ta'ala is speaking about those people who did not fulfill their mandate. In the ladina kazabu bi ayatina. That promise they took, they did not fulfill it. Allah Ta'ala speaks about them. What will their result be? You understood? So this verse here is speaking about those people who did not fulfill the promise. They threw the promise behind their back. The promise they took in Alam Allah. Are you with me? So mentioned in the forthcoming verse 40, 41, are deniers and caramels. And in verse 42 and 43, the believers. So first here, Allah Ta'ala will speak about those people who did not fulfill the verse, not fulfill the covenant, who did not fulfill the promise. And the next verse, Allah Ta'ala will speak about those persons fulfilled. So in the first verse 40, it was said, those who belied the Prophet of Allah Ta'ala and acted arrogantly against divine guidance and eyed for them the gates of heaven will not be opened. So in this verse, Allah saying, look here, those people who did not fulfill the promise, لا تفتح لهم أبواب السماء. Like you know, in Ramadan, we always hear the hadith that in Ramadan, the doors of mercy, the doors of the heavens are open. Same thing here. It means the doors of mercy from the heavens are not open for them. Reported in Al-Bahr al-Muhit as a tafsir of this from Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas, which says that the gates of heaven will be opened neither for them nor for their prayers. It means one is that the mercy will not cascade from the heavens for them, for neither will their prayers be accepted, even if they pray to Allah Ta'ala, right? It means that their prayer will not be answered and their deeds will be stopped from reaching the place where the deeds of the righteous servants of Allah Ta'ala are kept preserved, the name of which according to the Quran is Illiyin. Remember I told you before, if you want to pass the exams, you want to get a certificate, you first have to enter the exams. You understand what I'm saying? For example, here we got a madrasa. Our madrasa's name is Ma'ar Sufa, right? So you want to get a shahada that you qualified. You studied Mishkaat Shareef by Ma'ar Sufa, or you're an alim. If you never enroll in the madrasa, you never say, I wish to be part of the madrasa, and I sign the form, you will not get a certificate, you will not get a shahada. Am I right or wrong? Yes, when you take what we say, you take dakhla into the madrasa. The same thing, if you want to enroll, you want to become eligible for Jannat, you have to enroll. And what is the enrollment? La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Like how you come to the madrasa, you sign the form there, I want to be a part of the student, and the madrasa accept you and make you part of the student. Then you can sit in the exams, and then you can get your shahada, then you get your turban, or then you get your orni, your dopatta, written there, ma'ar sufa at the back of it, after you enroll, right? So same thing. If you want to enroll and to become eligible to pass the exams to get to Jannat, you have to enroll. And what is enrollment? La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Until you not recite that, no matter what good deeds you do, it's of no relevance. So saying until you never enroll in the madrasa, no matter what you do, you're not going to get that shahada. You understand what I'm saying? So same thing, until you never recite that kalima, لا تفتح لهم أبواب السماوات, لا تفتح أبواب السماء ولا يدخلون الجنة. So that is your enrollment form. That is your key. Without that, and I told you this is what we say, that is a bombastic proof against perennialism. It is a bombastic proof against those people who say all paths lead to the top of the mountain. Don't say, oh, rivers lead to the sea. No, 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 no. You're not legible. You haven't entered the race. You haven't, even if a person who doesn't enter the race, even if he comes first, he run the comrades race, but he run next to everybody. Even if you come first, they say, no, sorry, you're not part of the race. So no matter what good deeds you do, until you not sign the enrollment form, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushraka bihi, wa yaghfiru ma duna dhalika liman yasha. It means nothing. It means nothing. So that is what they're saying there. You have to have your iman intact. This structure is referred to in another verse of the Quran where it said, this about your good deeds. إِلَيْهِ يَسْأَلُ الْكَلِمُ الطَّيِّبُ وَالْعَمَلُ الصَّالِحُ يَرْفَعُهُ. Allah Ta'ala speak about good deeds rising up and going to the heavens. So that means once you have the correct iman, in the narration for Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas and other Sahaba, the tafsir of the verse also says that the gates of heaven will not be open for the spirits of deniers and disbelievers, and these spirits will be thrown down. So remember, normally when we speak about the seven heavens in the skies, right? And we speak about the seven levels of Jahannam, which is at the bottom. Right, so some ulama even explain that this is maybe below the earth. That is why even science today is proving that on the core of the earth there's a fire. You know that there's a hadith that says, لا تركب البحر فإن تحت البحر فإن تحت البحر نار. They do not unnecessary, this explanation of the hadith, do not unnecessarily take a sea voyage because below the ocean there's a fire. Imagine the Vishnu mentioned this 1400 years ago. And today science proved to you that at the core of the earth is a fire. In fact, the hadith said that there's a fire and beneath the fire is another of ocean also. فإن تحت البحر نار وتحت النار بحر. The hadith say that below the earth is a fire and below that fire is another ocean. And today science also proved that right in the center of the earth is also a liquid substance. Been proven now recently, it came in the news. And the Nabi told us that only 1400 years ago. So you see, you see this, you get these volcanoes where the lavas are coming out. There's cracks in the earth from the fire beneath the earth, right? So as I was telling you, I'm linking it to this here. Some ulama say that Jahannam is below the earth, but even if it's not below the earth, but it is below, right? It was in the lowest depths. So if we understand that Jahannam is at the bottom and Jannah is on top, so this would mean here that if you do not have the correct iman, your soul will not go up to heaven. The doors will be sealed because you do not have the correct iman. You understand what I'm saying? Let's tell you, there's a same, let's tell you, in another narration from Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas and other Sahaba, the tafsir of the verse says that the gates of heaven will not be open for the spirits of deniers and the disbelievers. Your spirit will not go to Jannah. Your soul and these spirits will be thrown down. The subject is supported by hadith of Sayyidina Bara ibn Azib, which has been reported in detail by Abu Dawud, Nasai ibn Majah, and Imam Ahmad, a summary which is given below. So it says similar subject matter has also been mentioned in a hadith that is mentioned in Ibn Majah and Musnad Ahmad. Time is up, Malazim is here. So we'll discuss. Remember, tomorrow we're going to say that discuss this hadith to support this view that the heavens being closed means you will not go to Jannah. The disbeliever will not go to Jannah. So we stop there. We'll continue tomorrow, inshallah. وسبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك الله وبحمده